Hello.
Hello, we're
How's it
here.
going there, Louise?
Oh, it is so good and cold. We got a cold front this year, this today, last night, and it's kind of shivery out there, but I love cold weather.
Yes, I actually love cold weather too. Well, welcome to Wisdom Chats for the Curious. It is December 17th, 2019, and we're in Texas. And typically it's warm here. However, we're having, like we're calling it bipolar weather. It's summer and 84 one day, and it's down to 40 the next. So it's been challenging, to figure out what it is. But hey, what are you going to do?
Yeah, you
You
just bundle up.
keep your shorts and your sweaters in the same room now.
That's all we can do. Just hang in there and wait till the warmth comes back.
Yes.
It always does.
So while we're waiting for people to come in and join us, Louise, why don't you tell everybody a little bit about who you are and what you got going and how you're going to end the end of this year, 2019.
Oh, okay. Well, I'm Louise Dewey, otherwise known as Lady Lou, the baby boomer babe. And I made that up. That's part of who I am. I love to change my character around. And this is kind of where I'm at in the stage of life, which is 74, if you can believe it. But that's what we're going to talk about tonight is the stages that we go through in our life. And I've been having a blast in this one. This is we'll tell you what this one's called here when we get into the talk that we're going to do for you tonight. And I hope you enjoy it. We got some funnies and we've got some serious stuff and all that good fun things. So tell us about you now, Marion.
Well, okay. We're a brand new show here, and so we've got some confusion. There's some people that are wondering how to get a hold of us. And so I sent out a link on Facebook. I also sent a link that told everybody we were going live on YouTube. And I just had a couple of people that said, hey, where do I get, the link? So um, give me just 1 second and I'm going to type the link in because this particular lady, I would really like her to be in the chat with us. So give me just 1 second and I'll be right back.
All right, we got to let Marion do her thing. She is the technological genius. Oh, yes, you are. That's how I learned what I know because at my stage in life, I was not a techie. I didn't have a computer till I was like in my mid 40s. And it's tough for us old folks to get to learn computer stuff. And Marion, bless her heart, she has taken to it like a duck to water. And she teaches me everything I know. And sometimes I forget. She has to teach me again. But she's a love and does that just for me.
Well, it all stemmed from my daughter when I was begging her to help me with, this was back when we did Live Journal and I don't know, we didn't have Facebook back then. And I was begging her to help me. And she said, Mom, I've told you like 5 times,
Oops.
You're just going to have to learn it yourself. Just figure it out. and I thought, I'm going to figure it out.
And you did.
I figured it out.
And then some.
All right, I'm almost ready.
Oh, good. Yeah, I can read computerese, but my brain doesn't know what to do with it always. It doesn't equate. And for the young people these days, they grew up with computers and iPhones and iPads and all the good stuff. And it's just second nature for them. They know exactly what to do. And here I am, I do what? So
I was in the hospital waiting room one day, waiting for a friend of mine that had like, just day surgery or something like that. And there was a baby in one of those little baby carriers, and it had an iPad, and it was playing with the iPad. I thought, oh my gosh, can you believe it?
yeah, they'll know more than I do in about another year.
A baby couldn't even talk or walk yet is already on the iPad.
And they know what to do. Oh, dear. I love that. I sometimes think I was just born too early. I should have been born 50 years later, and then I would have known what computer stuff is.
However, and
However,
I'm finished with what I had to do there.
oh, thanks.
However, think about how uncertain our future is because we don't know. I mean, it's like, what's the next 50 years going to be like? I'm not so certain I want to be here.
Makes you wonder, doesn't it?
Yes,
It's,
it does.
it is accelerating so quickly that I just gotta say, huh? And one of these days, I'll just say, okay, I'm through, turn the computer off, and then I'll just go back to using my landline. I don't even use a cell phone. Yeah, I'm one of the
Yeah,
Marion. She's just beside herself.
It's like, really, what's wrong with you?
Yeah.
Haven't I taught you better than that? You could do so much more with your. Oh well, anyway, whatever.
Well, the big thing is I can't see mostly. The things are too small.
Yeah, that's true. I agree with that. Okay, so today Louise is our presenter, and she's going to be, her topic tonight is pretty cool. I'm really looking forward to it. It's called The 11 Stages of Life and How We Handle Them. So I'm eager to find out, first of all, where she got her information, because she did dig into this, and she shared it before, and so she knows it's a lot of fun and it's exciting. So Louise, tell us a little bit about how you came up with the 11 stages of life and how we handle them.
Well, it just popped out in my head. I didn't do any research. It all came from my brain. I didn't even have to go to the Google. I guess I got a Google up here in my brain or something. I don't know. But it just started flowing. I had made some notes because you had told me that we'd be taking turns with the presenting. And I said, well, I've got 2 ideas already. And this is the first one, the 11 stages of life and how we handle them. Because over the years, I have been noticing the different stages I have lived through. And maybe all of you, and I imagine Marion too, you have thought about it. Oh gosh, I'm in the next stage of my life. I've turned 50 or whatever. And the life does change with certain numbers when we age. And it's been a fun journey. I wouldn't have it any other way. Somebody once asked me, well, would you go back and be 18 if you could? And I said, one reason, yes. But the reason is, if I could know what I know today when I turned 18, if I go back to being 18, otherwise, who cares? I don't want to go back and be that dummy at 18.
Oh yeah, I would have to know what I know now and take it with me.
Yeah, because otherwise, I don't want to live through all that stuff. I was so, and I'm going to say the word, I was so naive. From just into my 20s, I was naive. Like I was a 13-year-old when I was 20. This isn't equating because I was raised in the country. I was very unsophisticated and I didn't mind. I didn't know any better. And then living in the big city, finally I grew up and got some sophistication and some knowledge and moved into my life, into the different stages. And they've all been interesting. Wouldn't you say yours have too, Marion?
Yes. And look, we have Mary Shin here. Hi, Mary.
Hi, Mary.
Mary says, good evening. She's glad she's here. We're glad you're here too, Mary.
Yes.
That's fabulous.
Yeah. Well, this is such a fun program. I love the way the technology works. And thank you for doing it, Marion. It is just too much for me. I have to kind of follow under her coattails.
It's so easy, if you think about it. These people have created this really cool technology that allows us to go live in many, 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 many different platforms. Now, I've chosen Facebook and YouTube because I'm comfortable with those. I use them every day. And so I've just chosen those 2 platforms. But literally, it's so easy. It's just like Zoom. You just log in. And as you can tell, if somebody says something, you can bring it up. And look, my grandson is here. Oh my gosh. Hi, Alex.
Oh, how fun.
Oh, That's
Yeah.
so wonderful. See, the modern technology allows you to connect with your grandkids that are in Michigan, you
Oh, I
know?
bet they're cold.
Hey, Alex, would love to have you on the show sometime.
Yeah.
Yes, your mom shares all the wonderful pictures of you. I saw you doing your Christmas show the other day. He plays the saxophone.
Wow.
I'm so proud of you. You need to come up and see Grandma sometime, okay? I down. You need to come down to
Now,
Texas. Ah.
oh, that's lovely.
See, modern technology can give you a lot of great and wonderful things, and it doesn't necessarily mean that it has to be hard. So, Louise and I are both in a mastermind right now that teaches how to make a podcast easy and how to do live streaming easy. And one of the reasons why I say it's easy is because there's no editing. It's live. You can't edit even if you wanted to. So if I did something that was, weird, too bad.
Bloopers stay in.
That's right. So anybody who has the problem of, perfectionism, well, don't go live then. But it offers that. It's easy. I used to spend way too much time editing.
Oh.
And so I find that this really does help.
It
Yeah.
does. It
Yeah.
does. I love it all, and I'm learning just slowly but surely. Somebody said, "Oh, she dragging you, kicking and screaming?" I said, "Well, sometimes, but it's okay.
Yes.
I eventually either learn it or I move on." I've been known to do that, haven't I, Marion?
Yes, you have exited sometimes.
Yeah, I sometimes just never mind. But see, that's the beauty of being in this stage of life. I can get away with it.
That's right. Okay, I'm out of here.
I'm out of here.
Okay, so right now we're going to be moving into the topic for today, which is 11 stages of life and how to handle them. And so, Louise, are you starting with number 1 here?
I'll start with number 1.
Okay.
And what we'll do is I've typed it all out and I'll be reading it. And I'll have to put my glasses on to do that. And then Marion will read some and we'll talk about it. And if you guys have any comments, stick those in the comment boxes. And we'll just have a blast with this because some of it's kind of funny and some of it's serious. But it's a lot of fun in the long run.
Yeah. And so, Alex, if you're still here, you need to listen to this because this is what's coming up for you. The different stages of life, okay? I'm in the latter stage. You're in the early stage.
Oh, he's got a lovely life coming up. I know
Yes,
he does.
yes.
Yeah, but, as humans, we all go through these stages. And so do animals, if you think about it. Even plants have stages of life. And it's just very normal to go through different stages. So number 1 is infants. We come into the world from birth to about 2, and we're just dependent on our parents because we're infants. We can't do anything for ourselves. All we can do is cry, sleep, and eat, which is pretty good. We like that part. And number 2 is we become toddlers. That terrible 2 stuff. And into the age of 4 is what I made this up. So this is all stuff I've made up. So anyway, we go into that and then we start learning about everything. We get into everything and we check it all out because it's just all about curiosity. And that's where Marion is. She is curiosity queen. She learns things just because she's curious. And that's what toddlers do. Then we become school children. We go to elementary school. And we start learning how to interact with other children too. Not that we haven't had siblings or friends, but we really get to interact with the children at school. And we start learning even more. And it's just, again, about curiosity. We keep learning all of this good stuff. Anyway, then it's your turn, Marion. You number 4.
All right. So number 4 is, wow, then we become teenagers, 13 to 19. Oh, my goodness, where we feel more grown up and think we know it all. We get to learn even more about life, both in school and in the real world. So
Yeah,
Yes,
you
I
know it
did
all.
remember that. And actually, that's where it went wrong for me. If I could go back, we talked about if you could learn or know what you know now and go back in time, I would go back to when I was 12 because that's when it started going downhill. I was all fun and games until then.
Aw.
I thought I knew it all.
Oh.
Yeah, my parents don't know anything.
Yep, that's part of one of the stages because we do get that one.
Yes. Well, hi, Karen. Karen's here. How you doing, Karen?
Hi, Karen. Yeah, we're starting to gather them in now. This is lovely.
Yes, yes, yes.
All right, and the next stage, Marion.
All right. Well, then we are young adults, 20 to 25, where we either go to college or we get a job and start learning that life is much more than meets the eye. It's an awakening, sometimes a rude awakening for some of us. And
Feeling.
it was at that time when my father said to me and my boyfriend, well, you either marry him or sorry, you either marry her or leave her alone. And so he looked at me and he goes, well, you want to get married? I said, okay. So that's what we did. He went into the Air Force and we traveled around the United States. That was a lot of fun. So that was my
It was your awakening.
that was my awakening. Yeah. And having my daughter at that point. And that's I did awaken at that point.
Oh,
Mhm.
yeah. And the next one's yours too.
All right. So you didn't want to say anything about when you were a young adult, huh?
No, I skipped that one. I remember I was the naive one, so
Yes,
I don't
yes.
want to go into that.
All right. The next one is stage number 6, full-fledged adults, 26 to 35, where we are in everyday work world, raising children and all that entails, and trying to remain sane.
Yeah, and I didn't raise children, but I had all the rest of it. It was a big learning curve, and I really did like that stage because I was working and learning and making money, and it was fun.
You know, the hormones were raging, and my husband was cheating, and there was a lot of stuff going on that I didn't really care for at that stage.
Yeah, I understand.
You're lucky.
Yeah, I was lucky. So anyway, then we go to number 7, mature adults. Are you ready for that one? That's from 36 to 40. And we start questioning whether having children was such a great idea. Some of us, not everybody. And it's just sometimes that age or that stage of life, we just don't understand sometimes how we got onto that path. What is all of this? What does it entail? Why is it in this stuff that we're in? And sometimes we don't know how to get out of it. And that's not always fun. So then the next stage is the midlife crisis ages, and like from 40 to 50, sometimes we get divorced, or then we have to learn how to live a single life again. And it's not always a fun time for the midlife crisis. And sometimes we just have to stick it out with our spouse and get the children grown, and we just hope and pray they don't come back on us as adults. I had that happen with my late husband. He had 5 children. 3 of them came back on us at one stage or another while we were married. And one day I'd had it. I said, look, George, if one more of your children comes back to live with us, I'm leaving. Very serious, very serious. And he looks at me, take me with you. He was tired of it too. So anyway, that's the midlife crisis age. And the next one's yours, Marion.
Okay. That's number 9, isn't it?
Yeah.
Stage number 9. We've made it. We are now officially over the hill, 50 to 60. Oh, really? I thought that was the top of the hill. I didn't know that was over the hill.
Well, the 50 is the hill. The 60 is the downhill.
I think that's the olden days. I think it's gone past that now.
Oh, well,
Yeah.
50 is the new 30 or something.
Exactly. So it says we finally settle into the reality of our world. We start to think about retirement. We may or may not be enjoying grandparents.
Yeah, being grandchildren.
Oh, being grandparents.
Some of us didn't have grandchildren. So,
Well, as you could see earlier, my grandson is really active. He's on YouTube, and he just popped into his grandma's channel.
how old is he, Mary?
Oh my gosh! I think he's getting close to 13.
13. Oh my gosh!
Yeah, his birthday is Christmas Eve. I believe he's going to be 13.
Oh,
Yes,
fun.
is that right, Alex? Are you going to be 13 years old?
That is
Oh.
super, super, super.
Yeah.
Oh goodness. Well, let's see. That number 10 is yours, Mary.
Okay, number 10. Wow, we are now considered a senior from 61 to 75, where we finally look forward to retirement, maybe travel, downsize our house or whatever. And I really think that this stage, because that's where I am. I'm 61. I think this stage is really interesting. I no longer fear anything that's coming. I'm very happy that I'm ready to, venture into whatever's next. And I feel good about it.
Good.
I'm relaxed.
Good. Well, that's what it takes. We have to just say, okay, I'm here. I'm going to enjoy it. A lot of people fight it, and there's no need to fight it. It's going to happen whether we let it or not.
Mary Shin says, we are a hoot. Thanks for being you. Well, thanks, Mary. That's really sweet.
I love that, Mary. She is such a good lady.
She is. We'll have to have you on the show with us, Mary, because you are fantastic.
Yes, you are. Well, now we have the very last stage, number 11. This is where I am. 70. Well, actually, I'm almost there. 75 to 100. I'll be there next year. We're the old folks now. That's that stage, the old folks. And by golly, we are supposed to be living happily ever after, being retired and taking care of grandchildren and having a blast. And life is good and life is easy. And then kaboom, something goes wrong with our body.
Oh, no.
Yeah, that's that. I've not gotten to 75, but I'm into that thing with the body kind of giving up on us a little bit. And I'm not ready for that. I mean, I figured that would all happen when I was 90. But it's happening now, so I'm having to deal with it, and it's getting handled. But I don't like doctors, and I say that kindly because they do good work, but I don't like them. I don't want to be around them, and I don't want to be poked and jabbed and operated on and all that kind of stuff. I just want to stay healthy and happy and having fun. If it's not fun, we don't have to do it at this stage, right?
That's right. And Karen says, fear nothing, explore and be curious like you both are.
Yeah,
well, thanks, Karen. That's right. That's right. We're not going to fear our bodies going bad. I have seen people in their 90s who are just as healthy or healthier than I am.
No medication even.
I'm not going down the road that you just prepared for me.
No,
nope.
We don't want it. No, because then we start thinking about the end and that glorious something that's waiting for us on the other side. And I know a lot of people fear death, and I don't. I know there's something better over there, wherever that is. And I'm kind of looking forward to it. And I even tried to prepare my mother for it when she was on her deathbed, but she was so fearful. And it was her generation that they did not understand that death is just leaving this body behind, and the body is just finite. We can't take it with us. And it's okay to look forward to whatever is the next in our path. Because I don't even know what to call that one, because that would be step 12, wouldn't it, Marion? This 12th stage?
I guess so.
Yeah, looking forward to 12.
Not
right. No, we got a lot of living yet to do, and we want to have a lot of fun doing it.
Now, Mary is saying she's having the time of her life. She's having fun. Now, here is a lady who really means it, okay? She has a great attitude. She has an RV. She travels around the country. Like she was in Florida a couple weeks ago. She's just having the time of her life doing whatever she wants to do. Right now she's helping a friend, and she's going to pick up her friend, and they're going to head back to Florida where it's warmer, I'm sure. But yeah, Mary, you need to meet Mary if you haven't already.
Yeah, she's a sweetheart and so smart, just as smart as she can be. Okay, then the next one, I'm starting with yeses for you, Marion.
Okay, yes. Life is a series of events, each leading to the next stage. That's true.
Mm-hmm.
All too often, we feel like we have had no control over these stages, that we've been victims of circumstances. Well, Louise is here to tell you that that's not true. The secret to enjoying life through all its stages is discovering the power that is within you. You were born with the power to create anything you desire, be it a happy, healthy, fulfilling life, wonderful families and relationships, stimulating work, abundance and prosperity, like that, or whatever it is that you desire. You have the internal resources, and they're nestled within you to go forth and create that life starting at any of those stages. And that is so true. It's only this that's going to stop us from creating anything in any of those stages.
Exactly.
So if we've been programmed, by our religion or our parents or our peers or whatever, our work, then it can stifle us if you try to hang around positive, uplifting people and try to just figure it out for yourself. Then any stage you can do that, right?
Mm-hmm.
I think so.
Yeah, because you could be a teenager and still change your thinking. And it's just something that I feel I'm very positive about knowing that, because I've done a lot of it in my life, because I've gone through some stuff. I'm sure we all have, life, death, marriages and moving on and divorce. And it happens, and it happens to all of us, different things. Not everybody gets divorced, of course, but there's going to be death in your families. That's a given. There might be a death of a spouse, which is what happened to me. My husband died many years ago, and I never thought I'd be a widow. It just never entered my mind, but it did. And I had to learn to cope with it, because I'd always had a man in my life. My mom and my sister, when my husband died, they said, well, what's Louise going to do now? She doesn't have a man in her life. Well, here I am. I'm going to tell you how many years. He's been gone 30 years. And I'm still kicking and still doing what I love to do and learning new things and moving into new stages. And I'm never going to stop that. That is who I am. I got to keep trucking.
There you go.
If I don't learn something new every day, I feel deprived.
There you go.
A lot of it's computer stuff I have to learn, but not always. I can learn things from different people, and they just say something. I didn't know that. So start looking for the things that you want to learn, the things that will help you grow in whatever direction you can think of. I mean, you may have a whole different life that does not include the computer, which is good, because you've got the world at your fingertips. You can travel, and you can travel alone, because you'll meet people on your trips, and they may be alone, and you all of a sudden have a new friend.
You know what? It doesn't even matter if you can't travel. You can go on Zoom and meet people from all over the world, just like we're doing right now.
Yes.
So Karen is saying it's all about being you, being real and precious. My mom would tell you the same thing, and she's 93.
Oh, that's so wonderful. I love that.
She says, live life and be happy. Always have a plan B. Oh, okay. That's an interesting one, a plan B.
I like plan B or C, even if you need to.
Mm-hmm.
Never stop, because there's always something else over the next hill. And we got to sometimes climb these hills, even at our age. But by golly, when we get to the top and look out, what a view. And we've got all of that left to learn, even at this stage. So go for it.
Yeah. Mary says, remember, life is just an adventure. I do I do have a ball with my 93-year-old friend. That's the friend I was telling you
Oh,
about.
you better believe.
It's all in your thinking. And if your thinking is not right and you feel like you need to change your thinking, then you could get into any kind of a group. Louise and I are diving into all kinds of masterminds and book studies,
Yes,
and it really does help. Every Monday night, we're studying a book of some sort, a spiritual book.
oh,
And we may jump from one to the next if we get, if we
get bored.
finish with one or bored, yeah.
Yeah,
Or if it's just not for us, we move to the next one. And the next book that we're going to be doing is called The One Thing, because the shiny object syndrome. Well, that does keep you from really focusing and making something happen. And so this book called The One Thing, and you can get a free audio copy on YouTube. Just do a
I
search.
yes, I saw it. You sent me
It's
the link.
Yeah, it's a $40 or $50 book if you buy the hard copy. But if if you just want to have somebody read it to you, just go
Yes,
here on YouTube. There you go. And it's right there.
yes,
Okay.
I love
All right. Look, we got some other stuff going on here. Okay. So Mary says, that is so true. We have to decide what we focus on. And I have choose to focus on all the abundance, the blessings. I give gratitude and appreciation. Oh, yes.
I love it. But
Yes.
it comes down to one big thing, our thinking.
And that's why
It's either
if your thinking's not right, I think you can, you can get out of
yeah,
that thinking, because we all have that problem, whatever stage of life that, Louise talked about all these stages. Sometimes our thinking gets in the way.
it does. Because we think, oh, I'm not good enough, or oh, I'm not tall enough, or I'm too fat, or I'm too skinny, or I'm not smart enough. There's all of that stuff that clogs up our thinking. And we got to just rip it out and throw it in the I usually tell people when they tell me their sad stories, they say, I didn't mean to burden you with it. I said, no, you haven't burdened the toilet here in a minute to flush it. That's what all of us need to do. Throw
That's
those
true.
crazy stories down the toilet and flush it. Get rid of it. I read a whole bunch of tips on how you can change your thinking. So listen up. This is the best part of the whole day. Okay, Marion, go.
Okay, one more comment before I read the last part. Karen says, welcome and hugs. There's some other people here, Louise.
Oh, hug
Um,
back.
and if they are real, that's what it's all about. Always read what you want, because you never know what you might learn from that book.
That's right.
That's true. That's true.
Right. I'm looking forward to that book. Tell them it again. Who's the author? Do you remember the author?
No, I'm sorry, I don't. And I actually no, I don't have it up anymore. I'm sorry. I had to close everything for us to get on.
Okay.
So it's called The One Thing, and like I said, it's a $40 or $50 book, and I was able to get a copy on YouTube for free.
Yeah, just Google it and you'll find it.
And if you'd like, it starts in January. If you want to be in the mastermind with us,
yeah.
There's no charge. It's not my mastermind or Louise's, but we're joining somebody else's, but she'd be happy to have anybody that wants to join. So just let us know.
And it's such fun. You make new friends. And I'm kind of stuck out here in the country and I don't always see anybody all day. And getting on Zoom is so much fun because I feel like they're in the living room with me. And I love that.
Yeah.
Check out Zoom, ZOOM.us, and start checking it out and getting together with your friends. And you think they're in your living room and you can have the best time. So do that for yourself.
Yeah, I love Zoom.
I do.
All right, so here's the tips. Look on the bright side. Another way of saying think positive. Make lemonade out of lemons.
All the cliches.
Embrace change, I think you meant to say. Allow, allow, keep moving, let go, and let God. Tomorrow is another day. Forgive and forget. Keep learning. Wake up each morning with a song in your heart. Be grateful for everything. Reach out to others and love life and go for it.
There you go. I mean, it's so simple. And yet people make it hard because, oh, I don't know if I can do that. Heck yes, you can do it. Buck up. That's one of my favorite things. Buck up, ladies, especially the ladies, because we tend to be wimpy sometimes. I don't like wimpy ladies. We're strong. Show it and start getting your thinking into that groove that will take you into another world of positivity.
Okay, so I'm going to, I don't want to say correct you because that is the wrong word and it's not what I mean, but I can't think of another way to say it.
Okay, say it. I can take it.
Somebody said to me one time, you're acting, wimpy. There was another word she used, but it meant the same thing. You're acting, what's another word for wimpy?
Helpless.
Well, that's not the word she used, but basically she said, I can't stand it when people are like that. And I thought, wow, I mean, she deeply hurt me. You didn't hurt me because that you weren't talking about me. You don't look at me as a wimpy person.
Never.
Right. But at that point in my life, at that stage in my life, apparently I was acting like a victim.
Oh.
And so it did cause me to move, but probably not in the best way. So in other words, if you feel like you're catering or you're caving in or you're being run over by people, what Louise is trying to say is buck up or get some help with it. Okay. So some of us have been beaten down by our spouse or our parents or just life in general. And if that's the case for you, then I want to offer you any kind of support that you might need in order to buck up. Because once you get a backbone and you start standing up to people, not in a mean way, but you're standing up for yourself, you're standing up for your principles, things start changing.
Yes.
Okay? Things start changing.
Good. And a lot of people think they want to stay in that rut because it's comfortable. So somebody once told me that a rut, and you guys know what a rut is, it's a little trail in the dirt or the mud, but it's also considered a coffin with the ends kicked out. Doesn't that just make you think, oh my God, I don't want to be in a rut? No. Mm-mm.
Karen says, consider technology will always throw you a few curves. Cowboy up, Louise, like they do out in the Old West.
I love it. Yes.
Or in this case, cowgirl it up. You Texas gals.
Yeah,
that's why we're doing so good on this live podcast, because we decided we didn't want to be afraid of the camera. That happens to a lot of people. They're afraid, and it does stop them. So I know of a cure. If you're afraid of the camera, I know a cure. And you know what that cure is? Do it anyway.
Uh-huh. Now, I want to be real honest with you. I just now looked at myself in the camera. I don't have any makeup on. So don't let that stop you either. Here I am on live Facebook and YouTube. I didn't even think to put my eyes on. I'm 74 and it shows. Who cares? I'm who I am. Me. If you don't like it, so
tune into a different channel, right?
Change the channel. No, but it's okay not to have makeup on. I used to wouldn't even go to the grocery store without my makeup on. Now that was a funny stage. I'm glad that one's over. And now I go everywhere. 99% of the time, I don't wear makeup. And it's okay. I am me. Love me or leave me.
I don't think anybody's leaving you, Louise, because you don't have any makeup on.
All of you. I just love to hug people. And I'm hugging you now virtually.
Well, I've really enjoyed this topic, Louise. I appreciate you so much. I can't even tell you how much. Louise and I have known each other for over 30 years, and it's just amazing the stages that we've been in. I saw her at a networking event with a crown on her head. She was Queen Louise, and she had a big spider. It was a jeweled spider that was sitting on her back, and I thought, I need to meet that lady. She looks very interesting, and she has lived an interesting life. And I know that fear could have gotten you down. And someday you'll have to tell everyone your story about that, how you sat around for a year after your husband died, but you decided that you weren't going to be fearful anymore, and how you got through it.
I wanted my life back, and
Yeah.
God and I had a little talk. And one day he let me read the newspaper, the business section. I never read the business section. And there was a networking meeting, and I didn't know what a networking meeting was. And I went, and it was the start of my new life. God took care of that.
There you go.
We can ask. We can ask for a new life. I'm living proof. And,
so Karen says, y'all look great, Texas girls. You are being real. Oh, she calls us Texas gals. Sorry.
We're good. We are.
Who needs makeup? And Mary says, I love you both. Thanks so much.
Oh, bless your hearts, both
Yes,
of you. Thank
yes,
you. Thank you.
Yes.
We love doing this, and that's what counts. And there'll be something new every time we come on. It'll be a different topic and a different fun thing. And if you think of any topics that you'd like to hear about, send them along. We'll be happy to do some research.
And guess what? We can have up to 6 people in the room. So if you want to come on with us, all you have to do is let us know, and we'll give you the secret code to get in.
Yay!
All right.
Yeah.
All right. Well, that's about it for today. We really appreciate you being here. If you would like to get in touch with us, there is some show notes on YouTube down below. There's some show notes. Or if you would like to, Louise, do you have any special things that you would like to tell them? Maybe your Patreon page, or
Well,
a
it's
website, or
patreon.com/Lady Lou.
Oh, let me put that in the show notes here.
Yeah. And if you want to connect with me, Facebook, I'm Louise Dewey on Louise Lady Lou Dewey on Facebook, my personal page. You can contact me through the messenger, and I'd love to connect with you.
It's patreon.com what?
/Lady Lou.
Lady Lou. Okay. There we go. I put it right there in the chat room.
Thank you.
And up on the screen now, patreon.com/Lady Lou.
Perfect.
And same with me. If you go to patreon.com/Natural Curiosity, you'll find all the information you need to connect with Mary and LaSalle.
Yay.
All right. Well, thanks again for coming. And Louise, thanks for the topic tonight. You're awesome.
Well, thank you. I've enjoyed it, and love to see all of you again next week.
Yes, we'll be here every Tuesday night at 7 o'clock.
Yes.
Bye for now.
Bye.